Mission Ridge is part of a bigger community. We're part of a national organization called Leading Age. There are about 5,600 communities like this across the United States. And most of them are faith-based. This last year, Leading Age celebrated its 50th anniversary. And they approached people like me and those communities and asked us to nominate a person in our community who showed a tremendous zest for life even through the aging process. And gathered staff and the Mission Ridge staff gathered and said, how about Betty make a difference in 100 words or less? Betty leads by caring for others. Never having children of her own, she used opportunities over a lifetime in nurturing and helping the young. As a resident of Mission Ridge, her caring has shifted to helping seniors. Betty's simple, humble lifestyle has allowed her to become an unexpected gift and philanthropist through her thoughtful savings, helping establish a fund to aid our nursing home residents who are unmedicated, supporting children's health care across Montana. Where she sees a need, she quietly helps. She supported and helped fund the expansion of our wellness center here, purchased a golf cart for residents with mobility challenges, and is active in her church's youth camp program. That was 100 words or less. But I'm going to tell you something about Betty that most people wouldn't know. I had a period last spring where life for me wasn't going so well. I had a few things just if it could have went south, it went south. One day I'm sitting in my office at the Lillis Center and I see Betty coming across the parking lot in her scooter, and I see her coming up the sidewalk, and I'm thinking, I wonder who Betty's coming to see, because there normally would have been Mr. Pearsall. But Jerry wasn't there any longer. And I thought, well, who else would Betty be coming to see? And I heard her come in the front door, and I heard her say to my administrative assistant, is Kent available? And I heard that, and I popped my head out of my office and said, hey, Betty, come on down. Welcomed her into my office and sat in my chair across from her, and then she proceeded to get up and out of her scooter. And she came over and she gave me a big hug. And she said, I thought maybe you were having a bad week. And I thought maybe you needed a hug. Let me just say from that point forward, life was good. And I think that's what it means to live in a community like this. In our ups and downs, but we share not only each other's joys, but each other's struggles and each other's pains. Elizabeth Nefsker. This person is a shining example of someone age 65 or older who is living life in their community with extraordinary zest. This person is making a difference by sharing their creative talents, serving others, and making the world a better place to live. They are a living example of the values of Leading Age and are actively expanding the world of possibilities for aging. Betty, thank you. She said, sit down.
it's just hard to do this. I didn't expect something like this. It's easier to go around and do things than it is to meet a whole bunch of